So I first wanted to start off and thank the Harvard Varsity Club for an incredible evening. I think it goes without saying that they've done a wonderful job. Bob Glatz, your team has done an amazing job. Jess Perillo, I know you've headed this up, and with the 50 emails we've gotten it all straight. But thank you for everything. And I wanted to just say congratulations again to all the other inductees. It's a real honor to be included with a class like this. I mean, I can recall opening the paper, whether it was the Boston Globe or the Harvard Crimson every morning, sitting down at breakfast and just reading about Dom and Jen and Tiffany and Dan and everything that they've done. I mean, this is an incredible class, and I'm proud to be a part of this group. Coach Murphy, it was an honor to be a part of the group that you selected. I was doing an interview earlier this week, and the question came up as, what sticks out? And one of the biggest things that sticks out to me is the incredible job Coach Murphy and his staff did putting together a group of 110 guys that meshed, that were in it together and would just sacrifice everything for each other. I have a ton of teammates over here. I'm always shocked and thrilled to see how many will come out to support each other, and no matter what it is. And I appreciate every one of you guys that's here. I've gotten a lot of texts and calls from guys who couldn't make it that just wish they could have been here. But again, Coach Murphy has done an incredible job of putting the right people in the room. We have had I've met some of the most incredible people in my life in that locker room. And that says a lot. It's easy to find a bunch of guys who want to play football at Harvard, but to put the right group together and turn them into champions is an incredible job. And Coach Murphy, you exceeded my expectations with everything you've done from my time here and beyond. And kind of on that same note, I have to go back to when I started. And, I got started late. My first year of football was junior year in high school. And it was, all thanks to a Princeton grad. He was my soccer coach. I was a soccer player growing up my whole life. He and I didn't see eye to eye. We got into a little discussion that didn't end well. So I decided I was no longer a soccer player at that point. And there was one place I was going to turn, and that was to my high school my high school baseball coach. I attempted to be a baseball player for a while as well. Made the trip over to Coach Gowan's house, had a discussion with him, and that discussion changed my life. He gave me the guidance that I needed at the time. He's an incredible man who just really would do anything for any of his players. Coach Gowans brought me to the football field, and then he taught me the basics. And so we got started there. And then, I'll always be in debt to the sacrifices that he made to me and my family. Thank you for that. Then when I made it here on Harvard's campus, I was intimidated, I was scared, I was nervous. I was a guy who hadn't played much football and was attempting to be a college football player. I had a lot to learn in a very short period of time. But again, Coach Murphy's staff stepped up. Jay Mills was our offensive coordinator who showed me the ropes, broke down everything for me. Chip Mitchell was a volunteer coach who was a Hall of Fame receiver at UMass, and he showed me how to play receiver. I had never been taught how to play the position of wide receiver, and Coach Mitchell was an incredible teacher for me and really showed me the ins and outs of all that. And then I was really, truly fortunate to have some incredible teammates. And, it started from my freshman year. Brad Wilford was my quarterback. He did everything in his power to pull me aside and make sure that I understood what was going on because I was clueless. Thank you, Wilford, for that, all the way through to when we're playing co-ed touch football in Manhattan for the Zog Sports League, beating up on stockbrokers and accountants. But, Neil Rose took over from there, and the day that Neil and I got on the field together, everything changed. I mean, our first outing, I think Neil threw for nearly 500 yards, set school records all over the place, and Neil and I just clicked from day one. And our summer workouts, every day, Neil and I would kind of meet up after work and, just hit the weight room and hit the field and do all the things that behind the scenes that turned our 5-5 freshman year team and our 5-5 sophomore year team into the undefeated junior year team that we had, which again, led by Ryan Fitzgerald, who's over here as well. It's something special. And my teammates made this experience everything that it has been and will continue to be. So again, I'm always in debt to you guys, and I'll always do anything I can to help any of you out. And then behind the scenes, I had plenty of help as well. Mo, Gary, Dr. Bolin, they kept me healthy. I got beat up a lot, and they did everything that they needed to do to keep me on the field so that I could play in every game of my career. You only get 40 chances in college football or at Harvard in college football, and I was on the field for every one of them thanks to those guys. The equipment room, Chet and Artie would, those guys were amazing to me. They always kept a secret stash for Carl Morris, and I appreciate that. I think I ran through all of it twice. My roommate, Evan, would sneak into the equipment room and add to the pile when I needed some more equipment. But there's so many people to thank, and there's really not enough time. But again, thank you to all my teammates, and thank you for being here. My family, again, as always, they will always support me. In my essay, I discuss what they've meant to me, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. My parents made it up to every single college football game that I played in, and we live in D.C. They both work multiple jobs. They would get on a flight every morning at 6 a.m. They would land, take the T to the games. They would sit and they'd wait. They'd watch the game, and then I'd walk them to the T station. They'd head back and fly back to D.C. and get back to work. Dom mentioned his family leading by example and showing him what was right and what was, how to live your life. My parents have done the same thing for me my entire life. I'm truly blessed to have a family as amazing as I do. Thank you for everything, and my aunts and uncles who have made the trip as well. Again, the sacrifice that you guys make is incredible, and I love you all for it. And in response to Mike's comment, my wife keeps me as dapper as I can be. So thank you to her. We're newlyweds, so we have had an incredible ride to this point. And, thank you for always being there. And I look forward to many, many years of that. So thank you all. Thank the Varsity Club again. And I'm happy to share this moment with you guys, and congratulations to the other recipients. Thank you.